Hey, it's that time again. Today I'm going to cover a hotly debated topic in the world of civilization, which is what is the best build order for new cities. For this video, I'm only talking about what to build in your first city, as once you get into the game and you've got other cities rolling out, the build order is impacted by so many different variables. It'd be too much for me to cover here at this point in time. So we're just talking about your first city and what to build when you first start the game. Now, we can't answer that question without getting into some of the specifics of the settings of your game, because this can have a significant impact on what you decide to build first. As an example, if you're playing on a small islands map, building a scout is going to be pretty worthless because there's very little for that scout to explore. For a brand new city, you only have a few choices of what to build: builder, scout, warrior, slinger, or a monument. Now, personally, I don't ever start off with a monument. We're going to drop that from consideration completely. But the few factors you need to consider before you make a decision on what to build first: what map did you pick, or what map did you end up with? What can you see from your starting units? Does it look like you're on a small island, or does it look like you're on a continent? And what is your play style? Now, maps with large land masses means your civ will benefit from a scout, where island maps means the scout is going to have very limited ability to explore and will be a waste of resources. Maps with larger land masses can still have some smaller islands with starting positions, so it's important to look at your surroundings, look at what you can see, and make a judgment call of, am I on a small island or am I on a large landmass that could benefit from a scout? If you're inclined to start with a builder, you want to look at the resources to improve that exist around your city and think about the time it will take you to get the science to make those improvements. If your builder is going to be completed before you have the intent to improve the hexes around your city, it's best to hold off on that builder. If you have a more aggressive play style, are going for a domination victory, or are playing on a really high difficulty level, early military is going to be really important. If you want to go the route of early military, I always start with a slinger. Once you have that slinger built, you can prioritize getting a barbarian kill. So that gives you your Eureka or archery and allows you to get archers sooner rather than later. I'll even try and set this up where if I find a barbarian encampment with my warrior, I will take that barbarian down to health and let him live just short of death until I can move this slinger into position to finish him off and get that Eureka. Now, I've personally run many scenarios with different build orders, testing same maps, start position, and civ with different orders of building. And the reality is the results are generally inconclusive. And what that tells me is that the individual games are heavily influenced by random events such as goody hut rewards, barbarian activities, AI movements of city-states and civilizations around you. And so in the grand scheme of things, build order, while it has some impact, is not always the most important impact to the outcome of a game. Now, for this video, I ran 8 more scenarios, and these are the results that I got. I played standard, speed, prince difficulty, just to eliminate as much variability there from bonuses as possible, and I played to 50 positions. The order column contains the build order here, where B is builder, W is warrior, SL for slinger, SC for scout. Pause if you want to see these with more time. While there's not one right approach, I continue to follow a similar approach to starting that maximizes flexibility to capitalize on random events and minimizes the odds of being negatively impacted by poor results on random events. One of the things that also influences my build order strategy on higher difficulty levels is you will find yourself fighting for your life more often than on easier levels, as even the lesser aggressive civilizations are more likely to attack you, as they have significant military advantages over you at the start. I almost always start with a slinger as my first build and beeline for archery. I'm also looking for an early target to attack while I'm uncovering the map with my warrior. On higher levels, that early target is usually the closest city-state that doesn't align to my targeted win scenario, or one that's in a very strategic location. While I've got my warrior out uncovering the map, he's also looking for goodie huts. One of the reasons I don't start off with a scout or a builder is because if you're lucky, you can pick up one of those units from your warrior in a goodie hut. After the slinger, my next thing is to try and build a settler as soon as possible. Now, sometimes depending on your start location, you're not able to build a settler after the slinger finishes, in which case I will build a warrior. If it looks like I'm on a smaller island and don't need to mount an early defense, and I've not yet received a builder from a goodie hut, I might choose to build a builder here instead of a warrior. I will continue to build warriors until I've finished archery and can build archers. At that point, I'm upgrading my slinger and I'm looking to attack whichever neighbor I've decided to attack at the first opportunity. If I'm on an island by myself, and I've identified that at this point, I'm going to pivot to advancing towards shipbuilding as soon as possible, building the things I need for all of the Eurekas in order to get shipbuilding as well as celestial navigation. I usually select shuffle for my map type, so I could get large continents or tiny islands. So for me, building a scout early on is too risky. I will build a scout later on if I'm able to confirm I'm on a larger continent and haven't explored too much of the map yet. I also play random leader, and so I will build Civ-specific early units if I happen to roll a leader that has those, like War Carts with Gilgamesh or Eagle Warriors with Montezuma. In all of this, it's important to know that there's not one right way to do it. It's based on a lot of variables, including your own play style and how you like to play, what you're trying to achieve with a particular game, what victory condition you're going for. And with that, like many things, try some things, see what works, see what doesn't for you. Use my strategy when it's helpful to you. And if not, I would love to hear about your strategy down below. What's your favorite build order and why? Leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe for more on Civ 6 and other strategy resource management games. Happy building.